How critical is 2026 for Nigerians? This news was carried out by the Nigeria Youth Economic Development Forum. The answer to this question was provided by Pat Utomi, a renowned political economist, public intellectual, and advocate for democratic accountability. According to him, 2026 is a watershed year for growth and development in Nigeria. It is a year in which both the government and Nigerians must raise the level of consciousness around some fundamental issues. Chief among them is electoral reform. It is clear that a good part of the world does not take Nigeria elections seriously. Even people on the street say they will not bother to vote because they believe Nigeria elections are not credible. The government must change this narrative in 2026. Pat Utomi argued that in a country with weak institutions, where state capture is easy and a few politicians can bully the population, the government must be able to externalize accountability to supranational institutions. He noted the Nigerian judiciary is in a position where it is difficult to have decent engagement with people connected to power. Therefore, the electoral process must be internationalized so that the world can hold INEC accountable. If the world cannot do this, then the streets of Nigeria must hold INEC responsible. Furthermore, Pat Utomi referenced tax increment financing, funds used by local government in the United States. Through tax investment finance authorities, local governments are able to give grants to businessmen in order to benefit from future tax revenues. In this way, government actively supports business growth. However, when government only tax and stifle businesses, a time will come where there will be nobody left to pay taxes. Pat Utomi also shared his perspective on how he would move the Nigeria economy forward if he were president of Nigeria. First, he said he's going to drastically reduce the cost of governance in Nigeria, which is currently far too high. Next, he's going to use industrial policy to stimulate production, noting that governments are not doing enough to encourage production. Thirdly, he said he's going to build a consensus among the Nigeria elite on how best to serve the people. Nigerians need champions for different kinds of economic activities we want to stimulate. And the biggest challenge facing the country is getting its elite to come together. What the Nigeria Youth Economic Development Forum draws from Pat Utomi's perspective. In 2026, the federal, state, and local governments should focus on electoral reforms to ensure that the 2027 election are free and fair. 2. To secure future tax revenues, all tiers of government must support the growth of businesses. Thirdly, government should stimulate production through effective industrial policies. Next, what the Nigeria Youth Economic Development Forum take out or draws out from the perspective of Pat Utomi is the federal and state and local governments should build a consensus among Nigeria elite on how best to serve the people. And lastly, Nigeria needs professionals to champion different kinds of economic activities which will enable sustainable growth and development across sectors. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.